I'll call the regular meeting of the Ascension Parish Council Thursday, February 5th, 2009 to order. Our invocation tonight will be led by Miss Pam Gregoire.
Father, all that lies ahead of us is yet unseen. May we come to know one another and the task we have been called to. Let us not forget that you have asked us to be the servants and not the masters. We are here to work for the good of all the community. Be with us as our counselor and our support as we begin our work. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Ms. Pam. Our pledge tonight will be led by our coaches, Mr. Rick Bolett, Mr. Gary Atkins.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, coaches. Everybody's here.
All present.
Ms. Suzanne, all present. I don't have any chair additions. Public comment period. Anyone wishing to speak anything on the agenda tonight, come forward. You'll be allotted 3 minutes. Sign in with Ms. Suzanne. Item 5A, presentations. Our St. Jude State Champion Bayou Barbecue Cook-Off. Have Mr. Sean Abear and Mr. T. Wayne Abshire and Mr. Charles Williams.
How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Want to come by tonight and let y'all know about our event, our 7th annual Cajun Industries St. Jude Championship Bayou Barbecue Cook-Off is going to be February 27th and 28th. Friday night we got 2 bands, Trent Bourgeois, Kenny Cornett, $10 admission fee. We're going to be selling jambalaya and fried fish. And we have a car show along with the barbecue competition Saturday. And looking to have the parish and the council people come out, maybe be some judges, and come help us support St. Jude. Anything else that
I'd like to thank you.
Yeah, this is Mr. Charles Williams.
Okay, Mr. Charles.
Especially thank Mr. Tommy Martinez for helping us out with our Lamar Dixon stuff and you, Mr. Pat. I want everyone to know that every nickel we raise goes to Memphis. There's nobody here on any payrolls. Everything goes to the kids. And in the last 16 years, I've actually hand carried over $4 million to Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes, sir. That's something.
We do what we do because there's so many patients from Louisiana. Right now, St. Jude has over 4,600 active patients, and 1,100 of them are from here.
Wow.
That's not good.
No, sir.
And I'm a St. Jude father. I lost a daughter. And right before she died, she said, Daddy, never give up on the kids. And with people like T. Wayne and Sean helping me, we can't lose. And I'd like to personally invite all y'all to come out Saturday and be judges.
Yes, sir.
Because we need the judges.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Charles. I would like to say that we certainly appreciate you and your efforts, Sean, T. Wayne, and we're not going to give up either, sir. Anything you need, please let us know.
God bless you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sean, T. Wayne. Item 5B. Tonight we have the honor of introducing our Ascension Catholic and our Donaldsonville High School All-State and District Achievers. Coaches, will y'all come forward, please?
First of all, let me congratulate the coaches and Mr. Atkins on your being named Coach of the Year in 7th UA and going undefeated in district. And great season. And I know Ascension Catholic also had a great season, and we can tell by that by the number of young men who been recognized, and we're going to recognize here tonight. Being a former Donaldsonville High School, also all districts, it's very exciting for them, and it's great that the young men can be recognized here tonight. So I want to take this opportunity to congratulate all of you, and all of you young men. Just keep the good work up and follow the work ethics all the way through life, and I can assure you you'll become an outstanding citizen. Y'all want to say anything?
Well, I'd just like to say, Tommy, we'd like to thank you and certainly the council for having us here tonight. We certainly appreciate what you guys do for our communities. We're very thankful to have you guys in place. On behalf of our football players and our coaches, we certainly want to thank you all for everything that you do and for having us here tonight. And hopefully, our kids can go back to school and build this up and talk about it. And then next year, some of these kids that maybe did make the all-district team, maybe that'll motivate them to work harder and maybe get on the all-district team. So once again, thank you guys very, very much for allowing us to be here and certainly for the recognition.
I'd like to thank Mr. Martinez and all parish councilmen. Our young men really appreciate this. I appreciate it. It's an honor for them to come and get this award from you, and we hope it continues every year. Thank you.
Thank y'all. Coaches, congratulations to y'all. Congratulations to y'all. And I guess the old saying, crazy legs, we've heard that. You've heard of Crazy Legs Martinez from years ago. That's where it started. So, all right.
Was that 6?
All right, first we're going to recognize the Ascension Catholic High School Bulldogs. So, first team all-district, James LaBeouf, linebacker. James. Charles Caballero, defensive back, number 3 here. Scott Charleville, quarterback. James LaBeouf, running back. Frankie Sotil, guard. Matt McClellan, place kicker. And Tony Marcello, punter. That's the first team from Ascension Catholic. And Coach Ricky Bolette led y'all to a good season. Second team, Greg Carter, defensive tackle. Frankie tackle, he gets a double. In big schools, 4A, 5A, nobody gets to play both ways anymore, but in smaller schools, that's something that happens quite often. So, Brandon Burns, defensive back. Myron Dominique, running back. He's ill tonight. And Jess Days, wide receiver. And Kobe Martinez, tight end. Kobe is the grandson of Miss Roland Griffith, who works for me, and she brags on you all the time, Kobe. Okay, Coach, we'll take a team picture now.
Kenton, Oliver. District.
Number 2, can you maybe go behind number 54?
Go ahead, Adrian.
Oh, this is a lot easier than...
Nah, go ahead. Scared? Say you're scared.
All right, everybody get ready?
I'm going to go with DHS.
1, 2, 3. Let me take one more, please. 1, 2, 3.
Good job, man.
Mic check, check.
And the Donaldsonville High, first team all district, Mr. Henry Mitchell, defensive lineman. Aki Turner, linebacker. Dorville Allen, defensive back. Antonio Smith, defensive back. Lane Bailey, quarterback. Bryant Dunn, running back. Jared Cole, tight end. Rusty Patterson, center. Denzel Butler, offensive tackle. Second team, Mr. Robert Gibson, defensive lineman. Trey Sullivan, linebacker. We have Mayor Leroy Sullivan here. That good. Mayor. Mr. Jeremy Dunn, linebacker. Jamar Landry, running back. Todd Joseph, wide receiver. Ronnie Smith, offensive tackle. And first team All-State, Mr. Aki Turner. Congratulations. And we have honorable mention All-State, Mr. Dwight Wright. Offensive guard, and Bryant Dunn, running back. Congratulations, coach and team. Job well done. Next year, you got to win the state championship, the coach said. No pressure.
Adrian, go on up there.
Two rows, so if you know you're really tall, go run back.
Yeah, Ken, you stay in the back. You know they got to put him on the high road and I see him. Look at Adrian.
Adrian, can we? Okay. Tighten up on the end here, on the desk a little bit. Take a step one step. Ready? G. One more, please. Thank
Word.
No, you're not worried.
I got you back there.
Yeah.
Can you see?
Okay, we'll move on to item 6, Parish President Report. 6A, Land Use Toolkit Workshop. What we'll do is, Tommy, just stay up there. We'll go all the way through 1 through 9.
Just want to announce that we're going to be having a land use toolkit seminar here in Ascension Parish, and I'm glad that we could get this to come to our parish. I think it's something that's really, really going to be informational to you, and I'm going to ask Ricky to come up and say a little bit about it. As you know, we went to Albuquerque. It was a great trip. I think it's going to be something that you're all going to get excited about. So, Ricky, I'll ask you to come up.
Good evening. I've been working with CPEX and their consultants for about 3 months now, and the Land Use Toolkit is basically going to be a free tool for all the communities in the state to utilize. A lot of communities don't have zoning ordinances. They don't have comprehensive plans like we're getting ready to start on. And what the toolkit is going to be, it's going to be a model zoning ordinance that communities can adopt pieces or the whole thing and use it to implement their comprehensive plan. And so what I've been trying to do is trying to give ideas that are relevant to Ascension Parish so that when they implement this toolkit, there will be pieces or parts that we can use as we get our comprehensive plan adopted. And so what they're going to do is they're going to come to Ascension Parish because Ascension Parish is working with CPEX hand in hand with the master plan process, and they're going to present to the community, hopefully to the council and the commissions, to the Board of Adjustments, to everybody, what the toolkit is, so that as we move through the master plan process, we can decide as a community if there's pieces, parts, or the whole thing that we'd like to adopt and make Ascension Parish not just about minimum standards, but about better standards. Because I think that's where we are today, is we're establishing minimums, but there could be better standards. And so that's what the toolkit's going to help us to do. And it's going to be for the whole state, and I think it's going to be a great tool.
Do we have a date on that yet, Ricky?
The workshop's going to be on April 14th. We haven't found a great location yet. I think we're going to try to use Lamar Dixon so that we can get as many people there as we can. And, it'll be a big dog and pony show, and we'll have everybody there to talk about it. Yeah, clearly, we want citizens to come as well. It's not just a parish administration, council, and commission. We want the citizens to come out because as we're working through the master plan process, if they can input ideas into that toolkit, we're going to be much better off as well.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, we'll be announcing. It'll be on TV. It'll be at all the commission meetings as we lead up to the toolkit workshop.
Any questions for Ricky? Okay, sir. Thank you. Next, we have the parish jail change orders.
We didn't have the finance committee meeting last month, and these were going to come before the finance committee. We're trying to get the jail open for March 1st. We have water there now. We're in the process of getting a sewer treatment plant there that can, I think today we got the full permit that we needed for the railroad, so hopefully we can go ahead and put the permanent lines down. But in the meantime, we want to be able to open the jail on March 1st, so these are some items that need to be purchased by then, and we wanted to bring it before the council. And I'm going to maybe call on Warden Weber to come up, or Mr. Bacala. We had a meeting Friday with the sheriff and everybody that was involved, and this was our point list that we came up with.
Certainly, I'll answer questions about any of the items as we go along, but some of the essentials that we're going to have to open the jail beyond the obvious are equipment for the kitchen. We're moving, over doubling the capacity of the jail. Early on, we've always known that we needed this equipment, so it's not a surprise. It's things that have been in the plan. They just have not yet been purchased. Also, the things we need are mattresses, clothes, inmate storage lockers. When I speak to that, the storage units, not the lockers. That's when a guy comes into jail, we take all of his property, his personal belongings, and store that for him. And that's what the storage units are. Actually, the lockers have been bought. Some of our inmate clothing has been obtained. Some of it still needs to be procured. When we move into the new jail, one of the things that we've said over and over again, we're going to bring back our female inmates who we are paying to be housed elsewhere. And we're going to move them into a different section of the jail that now holds males. It's an ideal time right now to fix things that are broken in the old jail, because you don't have to work around inmate population. So we want to move people out of a 32 bunk area of the jail that currently holds trustees, and that will be the future female section. And when we do that, we got 8 showers that are just falling apart. Sooner or later, we got to fix them. This is the time to do it while we don't have to the interference of inmates being in those cells. I'm not sure that this is on the procurement list. We've also been talking about things like medical staff that at some point we may have to address. Obviously, I'm not sure if that's on the agenda or not, but it could be a problem as our inmate population grows. Again, say as it grows, we're going to have to grow the services that go along with that. And of course, I think we're all familiar with the sewage treatment plant. Parish government, Tommy, and others have worked diligently to come up with an alternate solution before the permanent plan is put in place, and I think they've got a good plan, and it's going to make it work, and it's going to get us opened in a timely fashion. I'll add that the March 1st date has been a target date, I would guess, for 6 to 8 months. And we don't just open a jail, we have to hire employees to do that. Right now, the sheriff's office has hired an additional 8 or 10 correctional officers, so we're paying salaries as we speak for people that don't have a place that they need to go to work every day. So every day we delay, I'm just wasting salaries with employees, and I don't know if you know how much 8 or 10 employees cost you per month, but I don't want to do that a long time. So I'm still very optimistic that we can make this March 1st date, and I feel like, the truth of the matter is we need to have some decision-making authority given to our president, Mr. Martinez, because we just don't have time to have a meeting every time a financial decision needs to be made. I do understand, in speaking to Mr. Martinez and other members of his staff, that we still looks like we're going to be below budget. So I guess the good news is we're not trying to spend money we haven't planned to spend from the very beginning. We just need the authority to spend the money that has already been authorized for this project via the bonds. I stand here, I'll answer any questions you have specifically. Even if it's a topic I didn't cover, I'll do my best to discuss it. And I know I just kind of touched on everything without going into detail, because I think most of you guys understand the problems already. Any questions for me?
Councilman Valentine.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. Parish President, I appreciate you putting on these. Mr. Goto called me and told me we had some situations, and he trained me, so I know he did. I know he didn't put this on the agenda. If we want to move on some of these items, is that what we need to make some votes on these items?
And we want to put.
What we're going to need to do, and I'll make that motion, that we put all these voting agenda items on the agenda, and we'll need a 2/3. Well, actually, we need a 100% nowadays.
Second.
Have a motion.
That's item
Councilman
1.
Valentine, second by Councilman Thompson. Roll call, Ms. Suzanne.
That's items 1 through 9, Chairman.
Councilman Tulloch.
Yes.
Councilman Cullen.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Joseph. Yes. Councilman Dempsey Lambert.
Yes.
Councilman Todd Lambert.
Yes.
Councilman Chris Law.
Yes.
Councilman Shakespeare.
Yes.
Councilman Adrian Thompson.
Yes.
And Councilman Valentine.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
That was our next thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead and we want to make sure that it's illegal.
Also, in question, I think, Parish President, you want the council to authorize you
Please,
to
go ahead.
authorize the Parish President to negotiate and/or
Negotiate the change order.
any change orders and approve change orders. Then those change orders can come to us for approval after he has successfully done that in the
We don't anticipate anything, but we don't want to have to wait if it's something that comes in over $10,000, and then we may delay the opening of the jail.
I'd make that motion that we put that on the agenda also, so we can take that up.
I'll second it.
I have a motion, first by Councilman Valentine, second by Councilman Kluart. Roll call, please, ma'am.
Councilman Kulat,
Yes.
Councilman Cullen,
Yes.
Councilman Johnson,
Yes.
Councilman Joseph,
Yes.
Councilman Dixie
Yes.
Councilman Conway,
Yes.
Councilman Lloyd,
Yes.
Councilman Shakedown,
Yes.
Councilman Thompson,
Yes.
Councilman Valentine.
Yes.
Okay? You can rescind this after the jail opens. That's fine. I'm not trying to get permanent.
Chairman, with that, where would you like to place them?
We will make this item 10 on the Parish President report.
Thank
We're
you
done.
guys for your
Okay.
consideration on this. It's going to help us get this thing going.
Thank you, Tony.
With that in mind, Chairman,
Thank you, Mr. President and Council.
we haven't passed on it yet. With that in mind, I would make a motion that we accept change orders or items 1 through 9.
Second.
All right, we got a motion, we got a second by Councilman Kluart. Any discussion?
Yes.
Any? Councilman Joseph.
Yeah, Mr. President, this just came up while I was looking over this here. I noticed we've been doing the project managing of this project right here, but my memory called me correct that we hired A-Bear to be the project manager. Are we still paying a 15% that was for to be the project manager? Or we
They're still a project manager, but these are in-house stuff that's not part of the contract that we are responsible for. Like mattresses, it's not part of the
I just want to make sure.
But they manage the architectural part, but everything else has been kind of so we put it all together. I think we're still going to be under budget, probably about $900,000. So when all said and done, that's going to probably be our total number. With that money, you can actually put that money toward the bonded indebtedness and the debt service, and it should cut your debt service
Cut that fee. That's good, good. Any more discussion?
Yeah,
Councilman Kluart.
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for at least the last year working with this and trying to dig out some good project management out of this. And in the future, we hope that we dot all the I's and cross all the T's and get some good project management up front on it, and we'll minimize our change orders or the unexpected. Thank you all for your diligent effort.
Rick, you had something?
Yes, sir. Bobby Webber, Warden of the Parish Jail.
Bobby.
I probably would never have this opportunity to speak with you in this forum on the jail project again, but I just wanted to remind you that, we over doubled our population and we haven't had a jail expansion in over 20 years. And I wanted to take the time to thank each and every council member on this project. I know I probably spoke to each and one of you individually, but none no more than Mr. George Valentine, who served on our Criminal Justice Coordinating Committee from its inception, and that's been just almost 2 years or 2.5 years he served on that committee. It really helped. And especially over the last year and a half, on a weekly basis, no doubt, with Mr. Dorney Gotro and Mr. Kenny Matassa, who's been with me going through this project on a weekly basis, and on a daily basis with Mr. Will Woods. And it's been a real good project. I think the construction went well. I know some loose ends we have to tie up, but I just wanted to personally thank y'all from the sheriff's point of view.
Okay, great. Thank you, Doc. Any more discussion? We've got a motion on the floor and a second, items 1 through 9. Any more discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Item 10, what did the motion read, Ms. Suzanne? The motion that we put on as item 10.
That would be to authorize the Parish.
Authorize the Parish President. How does it read, please?
We authorize the parish president to negotiate these change orders in good faith on behalf of the council.
Okay, I'll need a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Valentine, second by Councilman Cluart. Any discussion?
One comment, Chairman.
Go ahead.
Before Warden Weber and them leave, I want to remind the council that the quicker we get the jail open, the more we start sharing some of the funds that the sheriff and this council and the parish has an endeavor with. So that's why it's expedient that the parish president be able to do this, and that we also house prisoners as soon as possible. So we do have some, as was mentioned in other parishes, that we're paying for. We need to bring them back. And actually, the sheriff has an agreement to be able to do that with other prisoners. So.
Okay, sir. Any more discussion on item 10? Any objection? Motion carries. Next, I have a consent agenda. Before we get into consent, on item 7L, I have a speaker, Ms. Goppett.
Good evening. Is it the government's responsibility to subsidize a private business with public funds? This cooperative endeavor agreement is with Carlisle Resort, LLC. Who is Carlisle Resort, LLC, and what relationship do they have with the parish president? We'll find out in a moment. This agreement will require the parish to pay out of public funds in Lighting District 6 for electricity for 7 light poles at Cabela's for 1 year with possible renewal. How does this arrangement, as stated in the proposal, quote, promote the health, safety, and well-being of the residents of Ascension Parish? A few months ago, you entered into a contract with the City of Gonzales to pay at least 3 lights at I-10 and Highway 30 out of this same Lighting District fund. I believe there's justification that the public will benefit from those poles, but not from these at Cabela's. Lighting District 6 encompasses a large portion of East Ascension, from the industrial corridor along Highway 30 to Pelican Point, Darrow, and the Geisinger communities. After property tax collections and expenditures this year, the balance for this fund will be close to $1 million. No plan is in place to expand services to those who pay the property taxes. These taxes were increased by the council last year due to reassessments. Without a plan or any leadership, the administration is finding ways to spend the public's money, but only if you give the nod. As for Carlisle Resort, LLC, they contributed $1,000 to President Martinez's last campaign.
Ma'am.
What is the return on their
anything like
investment?
that. You stick to the subject, okay?
I'm sticking to the
or
subject.
Or your time is up, okay?
What is their return on their investment? We don't know how much the parish will pay to light these 7 poles. Were the plant managers of DuPont, Vulcan, BASF, Shell Chemical, and Pelican Point residents and other taxpayers contacted? Do they mind their private property taxes being used to light poles around Cabela's? Is it the government's responsibility to subsidize a private business with public funds? Let every citizen sit up and take notice how each of these councilmen will now vote to spend the people's money. A yes vote will serve the politicians and their friends, and a no vote will serve the people.
Okay, Councilman, consent agenda. We'll have items A through L. I'll need a motion.
Councilman Bell.
Go ahead.
I have a comment.
Go ahead.
This resort, this park, it's parish roads that we accept in the system. And in the city of Gonzales, we receive a lot of taxes that goes in the lighting district. And that's the reason why we're taking these 7 lights, because they are in the city of Gonzales and the roads are in the parish roads. And we did the same thing with the lights at the interstate. That's the reason why we took those 5 lights up, because we receive a lot of tax dollars from Tango Mall, Cabela's, all those different businesses in the area. And that's the reason why we accept these lights in the lighting district and in the system. And I appreciate the mayor and everything they have done to improve the city where we can receive these funds. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Motion.
I have a motion by Councilman Lambert.
Second.
I have a second by Councilman Cullen. Any discussion?
Yes.
Councilman Shakespeare.
I'd like to clear up one more thing, too. In the lighting districts, the implementation of the lights and everything are strictly based on the councilman whose district that it's in, without administration's input. The administrator for the lighting district is in charge by law of the councilman within that district, and so they can sign off on any light where it is placed according to requests or whatever justification that they would wish to, and so the councilman has the authority to put lights in their district, just like it's always been.
Okay, sir. President Martinez.
I was just going to interject the same thing, Mr. Jackson. Thank you for clarifying that. And also, I don't even know who Carlisle Resorts is. They may have contributed to my campaign. But again, Ms. Goppel, when you start making personal insinuations and accusations, I have no control over what lights go on anything. I don't need your paperwork.
Here's in black and white, right from the Secretary of State.
Well, I didn't ask for that. But as I said, a lot of people contribute. You contribute to a lot of campaigns also, I noticed. And maybe you are asking for influence also. But again, just because people give donations, that doesn't mean that they have any influence on your decisions. But on this decision, Parish President doesn't make the decisions on where lights go or anything else. It's done by the councilman if you want to read the law. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Councilman Valentine.
Chairman, thank you for the explanation, Councilman Shakespeare, because I'm not real familiar with lighting districts. Whose lighting district is this, and who makes the decision?
It's my lighting district.
Mr. Thompson? Okay, you made the statement, Mr. Thompson, a while ago. Can you clear it up, because I want to make sure we're clear on this. You said that we didn't build the road. They built the road, but we accepted that road, which is in the city limits, into our parish system?
It's a city, public road in the city.
So it's a public road in the city. It's not a parish road. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay. We do collect drainage tax, but other than that, no sales tax is collected. How about lighting district tax?
Lighting district tax
Lighting district
collected.
taxes. So Cabela's pays a lighting district tax?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Any more discussion? Councilman Lambert.
So you might want to clear up this part of the ordinance where it says that it's a parish roadway. It's not a parish roadway, it's a city.
That's what it states.
It's a public roadway.
Well, it states parish, so if you're going to correct, do it right, you might amend that part of the ordinance.
Where does it say?
Agreement with it. That's actually the city.
If you don't mind.
Councilman Joseph.
Any road in your lighting district, any road, public road, you're authorized to put a light in. Any. In the city of Donaldsonville, my lighting district is about 70% of it is in the city limit. And they pay a tax, a millage. And so all the lights in the city of Donaldsonville just about are funded by that lighting district. So if that road falls in that lighting district, and it's a public road, regardless city or whatever, we have the right, I know I have the rights, according to the ordinance, to put a light there because of safety.
Councilman Valentine.
And the only reason, Mr. Joseph, I was clarifying that because Mr. Thompson, go back and look at the tape, said that we took that road in, and we didn't. It's not a parish road.
Well, the city took it in.
It's in the city of Gonzales. They voted for Cabela's. It's the city of Gonzales. And that's the only, I'm just making a clarification.
Any more
It's a service
discussion?
to the public.
Right. Okay.
Anybody else? Any objection? Motion carries. We'll move to our committee reports. First item, Strategic Planning Committee. I have a speaker. Ms. Goppel.
Why are we adding a new exemption C to this 15-year-old ordinance? The answer reveals much about our elected officials and their character, or lack of it. It seems that in Ascension Parish, If you have enough money and you know the right people, you can have the law changed just for you. Here's a few facts. A developer put in a strip mall, not to be confused with the strip club, on Highway 42 near the Galvez Library in Councilman Lohr's district. Before building, the developer did not research what the Ascension Parish Code was. Apparently, he spent about $4 million on the development. He then wanted to lease space to a daiquiri shop, but was denied because the Ascension Parish Code does not allow the sale of alcoholic beverages for any premise situated within 500 feet or less of a public playground or a building used primarily as a church, synagogue, public library, or school. His development was less than 500 feet from the Galvez Library. He kept asking for relief. The parish went to the property and measured at least 3 times. The state was called to measure. All measurements were less than 500 feet. This process took several months, and each time the owner was refused. What to do? Or should I say, who to call? After calling a friend who just happens to be a prominent elected official, who I don't need to name because he was named by Councilman Shakespeare recently, the developer and his elected friend were ushered into a meeting with the parish government officials. And presto, we have a new proposed ordinance. If approved, businesses whose profits are less than 50% from the sale of alcohol will be able to locate within 300 feet of a library, school, or playground. Councilman Lohr remains quiet. Why hasn't he chosen to speak out? This developer gets a 10 for determination. Those supporting this compromise and introduction get a 0 for lack of discretion. Recognizing and avoiding actions that could bring undesirable consequences. Ascension Parish has grown, but we have not grown up from the corrupt politics of the past. Rules are meant to be followed, not twisted and changed at the wish of one who happens to know an elected official, who will abuse their authority at the expense of the public. Please do not introduce this ordinance.
Motion introduced.
Second.
Councilman Shakespeare, strategic planning, you
Okay. You have a motion?
you have a motion?
We have a motion and a second down.
Motion by Councilman Thompson, a second by Councilman Shakespeare. Any discussion?
Yes, Chairman.
Go ahead, Councilman Valentine.
I am on the Strategic Planning Committee. We took this agenda item up last Monday. Councilman Shakespeare had placed it on the agenda. I am, as I was that night, vehemently opposed to this. I do not think that the parish should lessen what has been talked about a lot this past year, and that's the quality of our life in this parish. This ordinance has served us well for 14 years. I do not think that changing ordinance for a particular person, for a particular group, is a good precedent that we're setting. Just because someone is asked for an opinion on it and they give an opinion doesn't mean that that opinion blankets the parish. As I had, and Mr. Shakespeare had mentioned, Sheriff Wiley did not have a problem with this situation. Sheriff Wiley's interest in this was the fact that the 2 gentlemen that built this situation called Sheriff Wiley to see if there would be some kind of variance or exception that could be made. He in turn had a meeting, or at least called a meeting with parish administrators. He didn't really say who, and they met, and this ordinance came out of it. Parish President, if I could have Mr. Compton, Ricky, come to the mic. Ricky, could you come to the mic? I want to give Mr. Compton a chance. I put him on the spot last time. Yes, sir.
Parish administration.
What, Mr. I asked Mr. Compton, and he had a lot to do with putting this together.
I agree. I will have him up, but I don't know if parish administration ever met.
Dog in this fight.
But
But, well, you didn't meet with him. Okay. If you want to give your opinion, you can, but I want to give Mr. Crompton an opportunity, because Ms. Crompton, when we talked at the strategic planning meeting, I quizzed you on several things, and I probably implied it was, in fact, I asked, did you copy this, and you said, no, you created it. But essentially, you created it because you were asked to create it. It's not necessarily your opinion, in your personal opinion or your professional opinion, that we should adopt this. You're not promoting this one way or the other. You just are suggesting that if we're going to change it, this is the way we should change it. Am I right in assuming that? Or do you have an opinion?
I have lots of opinions. When we were asked what we would change in the ordinance, that was the first set of suggestions. There's not to say that there's not more suggestions that could be made, but once again, I wasn't asked what my opinion was of the change. It was, how can we make a change to the ordinance?
But essentially, it was done for a particular person because they want to rent to someone who wants to sell liquor. And so this was not out of a master plan, we need to do this, and that is how it was kind of approached, because we're at the strategic planning meeting, we're becoming an urban area, we need to rethink the way we do things. It's for an economic situation. And I don't change rules for economic situations, especially when it concerns alcohol on LA 42. I have a problem with that, and I stated that night, okay? And so I didn't want to, because I put you on TV last time, I didn't want to put you up there, put you on the spot. I didn't want to imply that you were bringing this you were requested to do that. And that's all I wanted to clear up. Because we did talk after the meeting and you expressed your personal opinion to me, so that's why I said that. Therefore, thank you. If the parish president wants to comment on it, he can, but I am going to oppose this. I think it's the wrong thing to do. I don't think we need to have any more discussion on it. I think we should kill it now. I'm telling you, this is a step backwards, gentlemen. There is no reason for this council, sitting in the legislative chairs, to change an ordinance to allow more sales of alcoholic beverages within 300 feet of a parish library. And our ordinance states that, and that's where it's at. There are places that they can go. I have 2 strip malls by my house on Highway 73, and neither one of them have any businesses in it containing alcohol. They can rent these spots to somebody else if they want to make some money. They just need to get out there and rent it to someone.
Councilman Lohr.
This ordinance is specifically written to not allow a daiquiri shop, a liquor store, or anything like that. In this particular instance, would allow restaurants only. I do not have a problem with a restaurant being 300 feet, which is the state law, from a library. I'm sorry, I don't. And if this is not about an individual, this is also about where we want the parish to grow and economic development and all of that. Because I want to see things like Perkins Row, where there's a TND, where there is a restaurants and there's residential and there's all those kinds of things. And so this, to me, is not as some would make it to be, and I choose not to engage in with folks who deal with hysteria. But they don't know the whole story, and they make assumptions, and that's not necessarily it is not true. But anyway, that's all I have to say.
Councilman Lambert.
Yeah, I kind of ditto George a little bit on some of this, but this is my 3rd term on the council, and the ordinance has been in place like it is, and we've never had any complications with it. I've had a couple of people talk to me, and once they found out that they couldn't be within 500 feet, they were okay with it. We got schools, daycares. We don't want any kind of alcohol within 300 feet from a daycare. That's in times and what's happening in today's world. You can see the jail. We're doubling the expansion of the jail because of issues. And our children at daycares and schools and libraries, we haven't had any problem in the last 12 years with it. I don't think it needs to be changed. I think we need to stick with it. And I'm definitely in opposition of it.
Okay, sir. Councilman Shakespeare.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was asked to visit this issue
as chairman of the Strategic Planning Committee, and had discussions with a number of people, including law enforcement and state ABC board, research state law, research the laws in place in neighboring parishes, of which is about 50-50 about what our distance is from the public institutions and what theirs are and what the state is. And to clarify a few things, state law says that public institutions, schools, libraries, etc., alcohol is prohibited from being within 300 feet. The Parish of Ascension passed a law that made it to 500 feet. And so there was a discrepancy of approximately 200 feet. And as we were going into, and yes, this came about because the developer came in and was developing a property, as was stated before, and found out that they could not put a business with alcoholic beverages within development, which was a nice development there because of its relationship to the library. As we were looking at it, their initial request was to put a daiquiri shop, which of course all of us had agreed that we do not want businesses that were selling alcoholic beverages as their primary sale within the area. Nobody thought that that was something that we wanted to change. We wanted to maintain a 500-foot distance for the Parish of Ascension for bars and things of that sort. But we also thought, with development and everything, that we may be able to look at something that was a little bit more common sense as a bridge between what the state had and what the parish had. And therefore, that's what Mr. Compton was brought in because of his expertise in the area of planning. And we asked him what restrictions could be brought in that we could assure that the people of Ascension Parish would be protected from unwanted sales of alcohol in those areas. And that's whenever we started to look at some things there. So what was put into this ordinance is that in order to bridge the gap from 300 feet to 500 feet, from the state law to our law, we would allow within those 200 feet the businesses that whose primary business sales was food, restaurants, like a Chili's, and secondary would have alcohol in their sales. There would be no bar rooms, no daiquiri shops, or nothing like that. We would still maintain that. And then we would also say that in order to protect that we could assure the people in the parish, we wanted more protection, that they would have to be part of a development, so that within a development they would have to show some type of ability to fit in, so that there would be a decent type business, and that the size was restricted to 30% as an individual business, and if they had more than one restaurant there, it would the total would be 40%, which was recommended. That would be something that would be a tenant within a larger complex. This would help promote economic development and have adequate economic growth within the parish and provide jobs, and yet still do what we thought the point of the law was, protect people from unwanted alcohol sales. So it was simply, as we continued the development, we had a bridge between what the state law said and what the parish law said. We wanted to try to stay away from ballroom alcohol sales. That's why we came to this point right here. I thought it was a common sense thing, and that's why I agree with it, and I don't think that it's going to be a detriment to the people in the parish, nor our children, public people. So, and we brought it out in the public, and if the council feels the same way about it, we will vote it on and move forward. But I think tonight we are introducing this, right?
Yes, sir. Introduction. Any more discussion?
Yes.
Councilman Joseph.
Yeah. Ms. Lynn, ma'am, is there any way, and from a legal point of view, that any business that sell alcohol besides what's in this thing here, can file a suit and open a liquor store, because the state law says 300 feet. Now, we didn't wrote some restriction on this here, but Attorney General, would he override this and open a liquor store within 300 feet according to the state law?
I can research that and get back to you, but to be honest with you, the state gives municipalities and parishes the discretion to legislate in this area. So we could make it more restrictive, say 200 feet, but we could certainly bring it down to the 300 or make it, more restrictive with the 500 feet. So we are on solid legal ground there.
Okay, I just want to make sure that legal is on top of this, so if I don't want to be here 3 months later and I got 10 liquor stores up here trying to sue us.
Right.
Okay? Thank you.
Councilman Lambert.
Yeah, what Kent said, as far as, setting these rules and stuff just for, and it looks like it's just one business that's wanting to open up. It looks like it's just setting a precedent. Anytime somebody wants to change our ordinance, all they got to do is come to us, and we'll change it. It might be 300 feet today, it might be 200 feet. Somebody might want to move a little closer. So we had 500 and it worked. I think we still need to stick to it, guys. Stick to it.
Any more discussion? Any objections?
Yeah, object.
Roll call, Ms. Suzanne.
Councilman Kulak?
I'm for,
Yes.
yes.
Councilman Cullen?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Joseph?
What I'm voting on, exactly what is the motion? What is the motion?
The motion on introduction of the
I just want
ordinance.
to verify it's introduced the ordinance.
Introduce the ordinance.
Yes.
Yes. Councilman Dempsey Lambert?
Yes.
Councilman Todd Lambert?
No, ma'am.
Councilman Lohr?
Yes.
Councilman Shakespeare?
Yes.
Councilman Thompson?
Yes.
Councilman Valentine?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
And you guys.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Ordinance is introduced. We'll move to item 9, Personnel Committee, Chairman Benny Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have some appointments to some committees and boards for the parish. The first one would be Fire District Number 3. The first name would be Mr. Walter Leftwich's reappointment.
So moved, Chair.
Moved by, who was that? My motion, Councilman Valentine, second by Councilman Kluart. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries.
The next one for Fire District 3 would be Ms. Terry Casso.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Lohr, second by Councilman Cullen. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries.
The next one would be Mr. Michael Doring.
So moved, Chair.
Motion by Councilman Valentine, second by Councilman Cullen. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries.
The last one for Fire District 3 is also a reappointment, Mr. Gary Newman.
So moved, Chair.
Motion by Councilman Kluart, second by Councilman Valentine. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
The next one for the Tourist Commission would be Ms. Linda Talion.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Moved by Councilman Dempsey Lambert, second by Councilman Cullen. Any objection? Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries.
The next one would be for RC&D, Mr. Jason Petrie.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Lohr, second by Councilman Cullen. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries.
And the last one would be to East Ascension Parish Hospital Service Board would be Mr. Robert Hodgson.
Moved by Councilman Lohr, second by Councilman Dempsey Lambert. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries.
That concludes my report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Item 10, we have announcement of council committees. Chairman, you've all received reports of the committees. This is for general information. Everything's effective February 1st. Item 11, update on Council on Aging Building. Councilman Kent Shakespeare.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just brought this to our attention. We've been since the hurricane, they had a tremendous amount of damage to the Council on Aging, and they've had to relocate, and we continue to have some problems. And so I just wanted, I called President Martinez and Mr. Grant and asked them to let people know what has been going on that has been causing so many problems, getting this thing reopened. So, President.
Yeah, Mr. Gotro has been working on that. I'll let him give you an update. I talked to Mr. Oliver today, and I talked to you, Kent, pretty much, but I think we got something in writing that we can give you as far as the order of which the events took place. And I can assure you that we're working hard to get that building opened. It's going to take a while. There's a lot of water damage in it, and a lot of mold that needs to be cleared up, and we certainly don't want our elderly people going in there with any possibility of getting sick because of the amount of mold. But I think we got a good plan. I think we're going to stick to the plan. I think we're going to get it done as quickly as possible. Thorny, you want to give them a report?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, council members. I gave you all a little update on Stephen Hardy's, how he felt about this, what was done so far. Some of the dates may not be perfect. I know, like on the roof when it came up, Ms. Darlene Shakedown and her crew helped get the guy to come out and put the roof and some tarps and all. We met with the insurance man at first, and it said it doesn't need to be gutted out. Then we met again, and it said it had to be gutted out. We had a meeting Monday. I wasn't in attendance. Miss Darlene was there. George Rosier was there. Tommy Marshall, and also Stephen Hardy was there. And one says gut it out, one says don't. We got Mr. Chauvin there, I think Tuesday, and he thinks that it should be gutted out. We got a guy that's a mold expert, came in and said it should be gutted out. And the thing about if we can gut it out, whenever we gut it out, we can do some things that Ms. Shea Schneider wants to be done, cabinets to be done and everything else and all. We got the bed in on the roof, and their stuff is going to be in it about from 2 to 3 weeks. So, and they said it'd be about a week for them to put it on. We can have to put it on. But the main thing we thought was to get the roof on as soon as we could. And we now have to, looks like we have to bid out the entire building because it's going to be over $100,000 to do the inside. Any questions?
Councilman Joseph.
Yeah, Mr. Gunn.
Yes, sir.
So, and I just want the public to know on this side. So we're looking at starting on the building by March 1st, based on the dates you just gave. The material will be in for the roof.
Right.
Okay. And what is the expected time for completion of it?
As soon as we get it, I think we're going to have to bring an architect in. We got to gut the thing with the mold and everything. We got to come in and get somebody to get the mold out of there. Look, I take full responsibility for this because it's my department. It took so much time to do this and all, and I apologize for that. But during the storm, we had a lot of things going on, and the whole roof. We was looking at repairing part of it because we didn't think it was the whole roof. But I think the second meeting informed us that the whole roof had lifted up, and the moisture and everything has come in, and it stayed. It says 2 or 3 days, but I think it was open like 5 or 6 days, and moisture came in. And Mr. Chauvin said the other day that it's more probably a good thing we didn't get in there and hurry up and patch it up, because the mold be growing inside the walls and all, kind of like what's going on in New Orleans.
So, Mr. Gunn, that sounds great, but, I have seniors on this side of the river. Right now, they're in the Lemon Center, and this weekend I got my earful. Okay?
Yes.
So, the time of completion of this is about December, 6 months, 8 months, 9 months before they get into it. Because every time I see one of them, I don't want to ask when we're going to get in our building.
Right.
I want to make sure I'm giving them some type of deadline, how long that would be.
I'll get with you about Monday after we talk to Ms. Chauvin. What a time limit right now, but I'm not sure. You know, I don't want to tell you one day, then we come back, 90 days, it hasn't happened yet. But President Martinez said that he wanted to make this a top priority, and we're going to do it.
Well, and I just want to let the director of the two, that they need to make sure that their seniors know how long they're going to be in that building. Because I know it's kind of tight.
I'll get with her also.
And so, I mean, if they know they're going to be in that area for 9 months, the city of Johnsonville needs to know how long they're going to be in there too, because that's some adjustment they have to make too.
Sure.
On plans. So,
and we're going to get with her and see if there's something we can do for her while we're doing it,
Okay, and I'd just like to tell the seniors, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. I know it was natural causes, but, as parish government, I mean, we all feel the same way. We were trying to get you all in your building as soon as possible. And, yes, ma'am, you may. If it's all right with the chairman.
Yes, ma'am. Come forward, please. I'll get to you, Councilman Lambert, in just a minute.
No, this is what I want.
Oh, okay. Got you.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Darlene Scheck-Snyder, and I am the director of the Council on Aging. I have seen a big change in this last week in this project, and I do appreciate that. After giving Tommy an earful last week, we have seen a big change in the progression of our repairs on the building. I just want to make you aware, though, the senior citizens in Donaldsonville are not receiving the services that they were receiving prior to this. Our meals in-house have decreased by over 24%, and transportation is down over 30%, and our wellness program is almost 50%, which is very important to senior citizens to keep them mobile and out in the public. So these are some things that I do want the council to know, so that we can keep pushing forward to get these programs up and running again. And as I said, we are in the Lemon Center, which, thanks to the city of Donaldsonville, we had a place to be, but it's not the best place to be. We have rodents, we're packed into rooms, and there's just not enough room for the activities that we normally have going on. So, thank you.
I got a quick question, ma'am.
Councilman
Real
Clore.
quick, your services are down on those percentages. Is that totally based on the building? I mean, or has some disinterest or some funds have been pulled? I'm just.
No, funds have not been pulled.
Okay.
We're very fortunate to have a parish tax, so
Right.
we do not have any waiting lists for
Okay.
services here in Ascension Parish, except for when we cannot employ people to provide some of the in-home services. It's mostly due to not having the space or the type of conditions that we're working out of.
Thank you.
People just can't, we can only fit so many in that dining room that we're using, and there's no place to do our exercise programs and things like that. We can get into that big area sometimes, but it's not always available to
Okay.
us.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
I have one more.
Councilman Joseph.
Mr. Goins, Coach, I know I talked to the president about it, but Mr. President, you said $100,000, and just to let the public know, insurance is covering this part of the project. We don't have any money. We don't have to go in their budget to repair the building.
One of the items that came from public also, we do that. I think the maximum exposure we have maximum exposure on any event is $100,000.
Well, I just want to make sure we don't interfere with their budget. We already put them in enough inconvenience. So all right. Okay, Mr. President.
Any other questions?
Yeah, go on, Mr. Chairman.
Councilman Lambert.
Yeah, going on. Me and Councilman Cullen, we serve on the Council on Aging Board. Appreciate Darlene coming out tonight.
Yes.
My concern, a lot of our files and stuff are in pods, I believe, and different things. If we have any buildings or anything that we can help her with on this side, please try to work with on that.
Will do.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Garner. Item 12, resolution. Have a speaker, Ms. Goppel.
If you live in Donaldsonville, vote in Precinct 47 and pay property taxes in Lighting District 4, you should pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Your elected officials want more of your money. The resolution under consideration will call for an election on Saturday, May 2nd, 2009. The notice of this election will be published in the Gonzales Weekly Citizen, the paper of record. Donaldsonville residents who will be eligible to vote in this special election will have minimal access to the paper of the public record. The same company that owns the Gonzales Weekly Citizen also owns the Donaldsonville Chief. Could you not place the notice in the Donaldsonville Chief? If the proposition passes, residents and property owners will be charged a service charge for lights each year. The fact that the actual amount of the service charge is not determined or written in this resolution makes it impossible to know how much money will be generated. Other lighting district funds have excess money, and the money is not being used to provide services to the people, nor are the taxes being rolled back. I would hope that this lighting district will not become in the same situation. Last year, property tax in this district generated about $11,000. The state gave $1,000, and the city of Donaldsonville $8,500 for a total of $20,500. The cost to keep the street lights on was $21,000. There is a deficit. However, the actual amount of the service charge has not been determined or documented in this resolution, and we do not know how much money will be generated. The summary on the ballot is also deceiving. It only states that residential structures, whether occupied or unoccupied, and commercial structures, whether occupied or unoccupied, will be charged. Read the fine print. Lots with structures, both residential and commercial, will be charged as well. Although I'm not a resident of Donaldsonville, I am sharing these facts with my fellow citizens who are. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Councilman Chase Joseph, excuse me.
Mr. Chairman, this item was supposed to be on pass items. Pass
Okay,
this item.
first I hear this item will be, you want to pass on this item?
Yes, sir.
This item will be passed on, Councilman.
And just to give you a statement, the information on it is incorrect on it.
Okay, I understand. Would legal counsel want to talk on that? Dugas? Would you want to talk on this resolution? It's okay. It's best to pass on it. Okay, sir.
Mr. Chairman, can Mr. Dugas?
Sure.
Mr. Malcolm, I'm hearing that we have a deficit in this particular fund. Where does who pays for the deficit? Where does the funds are going to come to pay for the deficit? Oh, he's going to pay for it?
Okay. No problem. This is one of the problems we have with the lighting district, because it's a millage, 5 mil. The max you can go with the state law is 5 mil to own a lighting
Correct.
district.
I agree with I'm
All right.
understanding.
Unfortunately, this district does not have the property value to pay it like the rest of them, not like Mr. Thompson, you know.
Okay.
Okay, so last year we had a deficit. She is correct that we went to the city. So we have to figure another mechanism to pay for the light, or I have to cut out the 180 lights. I have to cut out for only what I have $13,000 for.
Oh, I agree with. I was just wondering who paid for the deficit. That's my only question.
The bottom line is, we go to the city and hope they,
Okay.
yeah, or I come to the parish and ask them if they will pay. Well, you're not going to do, you know, we're talking about for the next 10 years. I mean, we're looking at right now, the energy bill will go up by 5%.
That was my only question I had on that. That's it.
Councilman Shea Snyder?
Yes. Lighting districts are encompassed as a taxing district within the parish, and the responsibility of paying that lies solely within that lighting district unless they default, and then the responsibility goes to the whole parish, just like anything else. But yes, it's only the residences within that lighting district is responsible.
Okay, sir. We'll move on. Item 13. Councilman, I had this put on the agenda. It's in support, resolution in support of KKAY Radio, our parish radio station. It's been talked that they're wanting to move the station, move it from the parish and so forth. and there's been different groups showing support, and I felt like it'd be good if we did a resolution showing our support to keep it here.
Mr. Chairman.
We got a motion by Councilman Lambert, second by Councilman Kluart. Any discussion?
Got to speak. Carrie.
Kerry, would you like to speak on this?
Good afternoon again. First, I want to say this on KKY that I've been helping a long time with radio, sports, and everything else. This has been in our town a long time, and I has been fortunate being called radio man for a long time. Now, I love this radio station because this is where I work at, and this is where I've been called radio man. So please keep it in Downsville. Thank you.
I have a motion, I have a second. Any more discussion? Any objection?
Parish President.
Parish President.
I just want to say also that I support keeping it here because it's vital to us in the event of an emergency. During Hurricane Gustav, it did go down. It was one of the projects that we would certainly want to work on as far as getting a generator so we could have a local station to broadcast during any emergency. So I think it's very important that we keep KKAY in Ascension Parish, and anything that we can do to help that action, we certainly need to do it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Any more discussion? Any objection? Resolution passes. Next, Mr. Grant.
Good evening, members of the council. Item 14 involves the transfer of a 1978 Ford pumper truck from the Ascension Parish Fire District 1 to Sorrento Volunteer Fire Department. And it's two items. One is the cooperative endeavor to allow us to make the exchange, and the other is the introduction of the ordinance for us to dispose of the property.
Motion by Councilman Lambert, second by Councilman Kluart. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Grant. Introduction of ordinances, Ms. Lindsay Manda.
First is an introduction of an ordinance to amend the Ascension Parish zoning map from business park to transitional for Hard Times Plantation.
Motion. Motion by Councilman Thompson, second by Councilman Kluart. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion to introduce.
The second introduction of the ordinance is to amend the Ascension Parish subdivision regulations, sections 20.203D.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Moved by Councilman Lambert. Second by Councilman Valentine. Any discussion? Any objection? Ordinance introduced. Okay, you ready?
Item number 17.
Okay. Reading of an ordinance.
Purpose, to amend and supplement the Ascension Parish Development Code, Section 17-113A, entitled Statement of Purpose and Intent, Mixed Use 2 Corridors, MU2, as follows. Whereas the Parish of Ascension has in effect a comprehensive plan of zoning, and pursuant to that plan, a parish-wide development code was adopted by the Ascension Parish Governing Authority, which became effective on June 1st, 1999. Whereas the Ascension Parish Development Code provides for a procedure for its amendment of the Development Code and related regulations and restrictions by initiation of the Parish Planning and Zoning Commission. Whereas the Parish Planning and Zoning Commission has initiated an amendment to supplement Section 17-113A, Statement of Purpose and Intent, Mixed-Use 2 Corridors of the Ascension Parish Development Code regarding Mixed-Use 2 Corridors. Now therefore be it ordained that Section 17-113A, Mixed-Use 2 Corridors, MU2, of the Ascension Parish Development Code is supplemented and amended as follows. The district is characterized by the allowance of limited commercial, retail, and service establishment in areas where the surrounding neighborhood is predominantly residential and the character and operation of which are compatible with the character of the surrounding area.
I'll need a motion to open public hearing. Motion. Motion by Councilman Kluart. Second by Councilman Cullen. Anyone wish to speak on this item, come forward. You'll be allowed 3 minutes. Need a motion to close public hearing.
Motion, please.
Motion by Councilman Lohr, second by Councilman Kluart. I need a motion to approve the ordinance.
Motion.
Motion, Council Thompson, second by Councilman Kluart. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries.
The next ordinance you have before you, purpose, to amend tables A and B to include uses permitted and site requirements for under the zoning district mixed use 2, MU2. Whereas the Parish of Ascension presently has in effect the Ascension Parish Development Code, which includes Table A regulating permitted use by district and Table B, which regulates site requirements by the district. Such tables do not include uses and site requirements for zoning districts MU2. Now therefore be it ordained that the Ascension Parish Development Code be amended to include zoning district MU2 and Tables A and Tables B attached.
Motion.
Motion to open public hearing by Councilman Kluart.
Second.
Second by Councilman, I didn't see,
Jim
Councilman Lambert. Anyone wish to speak on this item, please come forward. You'll have 3 minutes.
Motion to close.
Motion to close by Councilman Lohr. Second by Councilman Kluart. I'll need a motion for the
So moved, Mr.
for the
Chairman.
ordinance. Councilman Lambert, and second by Councilman Kluart. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries.
Item number 23, purpose, to amend and supplement the Ascension Parish Development Code, Section 17-327, entitled Antennas Not Located on Telecommunication Towers, as follows. Whereas the Parish of Ascension has in effect a comprehensive plan of zoning, and pursuant to that plan, a parish-wide development code was adopted by the Ascension Parish Governing Authority, which became effective on June 1, 1999. Whereas the Ascension Parish Development Code provides for a procedure for its amendment of the Development Code and related regulations and restrictions by initiation of the Parish Planning and Zoning Commission. Whereas the Parish Planning and Zoning Commission has initiated an amendment to supplement Section 17-327, antennas not located on telecommunications towers, of the Ascension Parish Development Code regarding antennas not located on telecommunication towers. Now therefore, be it ordained that Section 17-327, antennas not located on telecommunication towers of the Ascension Parish Development Code, is supplemented and amended as follows. Antennas shall be permitted as follows. Stealth, rooftop, or building-mounted antennas may be permitted as an accessory use in the following zoning districts: MU2, Mixed-Use Corridor District, Transition District, Crossroad Commercial District, Business Park District, Rural District, Industry District, Conservation District. Stealth, rooftop, or building-mounted antennas shall only be conditionally permitted as a use in the following zoning districts subject to minimum standards. Medium-intensity residential district. Minimum standards. Building a rooftop antenna shall be subject to the following minimum standards. No commercial advertising shall be allowed on an antenna unless such antenna is actually located on an existing approved site. No signals, lights, or illumination shall be permitted on an antenna unless required by the Federal Aviation Administration. Any related unmanned equipment building shall not contain more than 750 square feet of gross floor area or be more than 14 feet in height. And if the equipment building is located on the roof of the building, the area of the equipment building shall not occupy more than 25% of the roof area. Each application shall contain a drawing and description of the antenna, including but not limited to colors and screening devices. This shall be subject to administrative approval for consistency with the definition of stealth facility.
Need a motion to open public hearing? Motion by Councilman Lambert, second by Councilman Kluart. Anyone wish to speak on this item, please come forward. You'll be allotted 3 minutes. Need a motion to close public hearing. Motion by Councilman Lambert.
Second.
Second by Councilman Lambert. I'll need a motion to approve the ordinance.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Lohr.
Second.
Second by Councilman Lambert.
Discussion, Mr. Chairman.
Any discussion? Councilman Lambert.
Mr. Crompton, as far as this, we've had some issues with these antennas on these towers, or are we having anybody in objections to this ordinance?
This is for stealth towers, not monopoles or guy towers. This is just stealth towers that would be located, behind the parapet of a building.
And it's not something that our cell phones, Horizon, all of them are using any type of antennas on these poles, right?
And this isn't even poles. These are,
I know, but just your towers.
like
yeah.
a repeater that's located on top of a building. And this is already in the code. We just added MU2 to it.
Okay, that's good. That's
I
all.
see.
Appreciate it.
Any more discussion? Any objection? Ordinance is adopted.
Item number 26, purpose, to amend and supplement the Ascension Parish Development Code, Section 17313, entitled Location of Telecommunications Towers as follows. Whereas the Parish of Ascension has in effect a comprehensive plan of zoning, and pursuant to that plan, a parish-wide development code was adopted by the Ascension Parish Governing Authority, which became effective on June 1st, 1999. Whereas the Ascension Parish Development Code provides for a procedure for its amendment of the Development Code and related regulations and restrictions by initiation of the Parish Planning and Zoning Commission. Whereas the Parish Planning and Zoning Commission has initiated an amendment to supplement Section 17313, Location of Telecommunications Towers, of the Ascension Parish Development Code regarding location of telecommunications towers. Now therefore be it ordained that Section 17313, Location of Telecommunications Towers, of the Ascension Parish Development Code is supplemented and amended as follows. Telecommunication towers may be permitted in the following districts, subject to the applicable minimum standards. Industrial district, on property owned by the parish, provided, however, the parish shall authorize the publication and use of parish property after the applicant executes a lease agreement acceptable to the parish. The parish shall have no obligation whatsoever to execute such lease, even if the applicant can meet the criteria set forth herein. Telecommunication towers may be permitted as a conditional use in the following zoning districts, subject to the applicable minimum standards: mixed-use 2 corridors, mixed-use corridors, crossroad commercial, medium-intensity residential, transitional district, business park, conservation, rural, industrial, and airport.
Need a motion to open public hearing?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Lambert. Second by Councilman Kluart. Anyone wish to speak on this item, please come forward. You'll be allowed 3 minutes.
Motion to close, Mr. Chairman.
Motion to close by Councilman Todd Lambert.
Second.
Second by Councilman Cullen. I'll need a motion to approve the ordinance.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman
Second.
Todd Lambert, second by Councilman Shake Snyder. Any discussion? Any objection? Ordinance is adopted. Yes, ma'am.
Item number 29, to amend Article 1, Section 14-3, permit required roadside solicitation. Whereas the governing authority of Ascension Parish has determined that allowing roadside solicitation within the parish presents a danger to the citizens of the parish by providing distractions to drivers and placing solicitors at risk of harm, and whereas the Ascension Parish Council recognizes the need to amend the current ordinance to completely prohibit roadside solicitation within unincorporated areas of the parish of Ascension. Be it ordained that the Ascension Parish Council, in lawful session, hereby amends the ordinance regulating roadside solicitation to prohibit all forms of roadside solicitation within the unincorporated boundaries of the parish of Ascension.
Motion open public.
Motion open by Councilman Todd Lambert, second by Councilman Kluart. Anyone wish to speak on this matter, please come forward. You'll be allowed 3 minutes.
Motion to close.
Motion to close by Councilman Todd Lambert.
Second.
Second by Councilman Dennis Cullen. I need a motion to approve the ordinance. Moved by Councilman Dennis Cullen, second by Councilman Todd Lambert. Any discussion? Any objection? Ordinance is adopted.
Item number 32, purpose, to amend the Ascension Parish zoning map by rezoning a certain parcel of land from residential to mixed use. Whereas the parish of Ascension has in effect a comprehensive plan of zoning, and pursuant to that plan, a parish-wide development code was adopted by the Ascension Parish Governing Authority, which became effective on June 1st, 1999. Whereas the Ascension Parish Development Code provides for a procedure for its amendment to allow the rezoning of property to a different classification. Whereas the here and below described property is located as such that rezoning the property is in conformity with adjacent land uses, in conformity with the general land use plan of the parish, not injurious to adjacent properties, and fully meets the qualifications for rezoning set forth under Louisiana law. Be it ordained that the following described property be rezoned from residential to mixed use. Zoning Review ID 1955.08, Tract B1A2B2 of the J. Krause LLC, property for Benjamin Valentine. Commence at the northwest corner of the northeast quadrant of Section 7 and proceed north 89 degrees, 56 minutes, 40 seconds east, a distance of 326.33 feet to a point and quarter. Then proceed north 89 degrees, 55 minutes, 13 seconds east, a distance of 357.24 feet to a point and corner. Then proceed south 0 degrees, 20 minutes, 33 seconds east, a distance of 597.33 feet to the point of beginning. Then continue south 0 degrees, 20 minutes, 33 seconds east, a distance of 732.66 feet to a point and corner. Then proceed south 89 degrees, 56 minutes, 30 seconds west, a distance of 683.97 feet to a point and corner. Then proceed north 0 degrees, 19 minutes, 1 second west, a distance of 14.75 feet to a point and corner. Then continue north 0 degrees, 19 minutes, 1 second west, a distance of 174.78 feet to a point and corner. Then continue north 0 degrees, 19 minutes, 1 second south, a distance of 542.87 feet to a point and corner. Then proceed north 89 degrees, 55 minutes, 13 seconds east, a distance of 683.69 feet to the point of beginning. Said unnamed portion of Old Tract B1A2B, which is being conveyed here in from J. Krause LLC to Calbassi LLC, is being united with Old Lot 3 owned by Calbassi LLC to create Tract B1A2B2, containing a total of 11.94 acres, more particularly described as follows. Commence at the northwest corner of the northeast quadrant of Section 7 and proceed north 89 degrees, 56 minutes, 40 seconds east, a distance of 326.23 feet to a point and corner. Then proceed north 89 degrees, 55 minutes, 13 seconds east, a distance of 357.24 feet to a point and corner. Then proceed south 0 degrees, 20 minutes, 33 seconds east, a distance of 597.33 feet to the point of beginning. Then continue south 0 degrees, 20 minutes, 33 seconds east, a distance of 732.66 feet to a point and corner. Then proceed south 89 degrees, 56 minutes, 30 seconds west, a distance of 683.97 feet to a point and corner. Then proceed north 0 degrees, 19 minutes, 1 second west, a distance of 14.75 feet to a point and a corner. Then proceed north 0 degrees, 19 minutes, 1 second west, a distance of 14.75 feet to a point and a corner. Then proceed north 89 degrees, 36 minutes, 52 seconds west, a distance of 122.41 feet to a point and corner. Then proceed north 37 degrees, 37 minutes, 22 seconds west, a distance of 83.88 feet along Airline Highway, right-of-way to a point and a corner. Then proceed north 58 degrees, 0 minutes, 4 seconds east, a distance of 203.38 feet to a point and corner. Then proceed north 0 degrees, 19 minutes, 1 second west, a distance of 542.87 feet to a point and a corner. Then proceed north 89 degrees, 55 13 seconds, a distance of 683.69 feet to the point of beginning, being all tract B1A2, B2, hereinafter now owned by Calbassi LLC, all is more fully shown on the above described map. Be it further ordained that the land use map of Ascension Parish Development Code be amended to reflect these rezonings, and that the Office of Planning and Zoning be authorized to make such changes.
Wow, you okay?
Motion introduced.
Okay, motion introduced by Councilman Thompson. Have a second by Councilman Schneider. Open public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak on this document, please come forward. You'll be allowed 3 minutes. Motion to close by Councilman Oliver Joseph. Second by Councilman Todd Lambert. Need a motion for the ordinance, please. Motion by Councilman Thompson.
Second.
Second by Councilman Dempsey Lambert. Any discussion? Any objection? Ordinance is introduced. We'll now get to Councilman Todd Lambert. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second by Councilman Lohr.